And we're live. And we were what? I have a little mini guest with me this evening. Decided to join us and hang out. So, Mazi, you want to say hi? Hey, you're supposed to be helping me out here. What's going on? Maybe, maybe he'll feel like joining the show in a second. So, hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It's the end of another week. Oh, they just go by so fast. Halfway through almost already of actually, yeah, halfway through October. And so it's just I'm trying to absorb and enjoy all the fall and autumn colors. So, hello, Moira, my dear. I hope you had a great week and have maybe some fun plans for the weekend. Are you going to come over here and say hi before you go? Hmm? He's thinking about it. You know, cats. They can never quite make up their mind. Hey, I don't know. So, um, if anybody can hear guitar music in the background, please let me know. Shan's watching something on TV, and I want to make sure that YouTube doesn't pick up on it and think I'm playing unlicensed music. So if it sounds good, then we're good to go. And so for people coming in, I'm trying to get him. He was just here, you know, in front of the camera, and now he's taking a break already. So we have Moira, we have Jackie B, we have Bria. Here, let's just put everybody up on the screen, shall we? We got Moira, Jackie. Where are you gonna go? Come here. Come say hi to everybody before you go back out to Daddy. There we go. You don't hear no music? Okay, good. And we got Beth here. You want to say hi to everybody? Come on, say hi. Say hi. There we go. Here we go. Say hi. Oh, now he's all of a sudden camera shy. You going to hang out for a bit? Hmm? You going to be well, you can't be my sidekick, can you? Because sidekicks stick with each other. They don't go running off. Are you going to go running off on me? He's my beautiful. For people who are new to me, this is my Mozzie. He likes to pop in and say hi from time to time. So there's my handsome boy. There we go. So yeah, this weekend, make sure that you are subscribed to Nancy. Ginger is visiting her, Ginger Faye, and they're going to be doing a live of some sort either tonight or maybe this weekend. So that'll be a lot of fun. You want to make sure you catch that. They're having the parlor. Well, bye bye. They're having a parlor area. I guess like Halloween party that her son David puts together every year, and Ginger came up for it, and people are going to be coming by to them for readings and everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So if they go live, I recommend checking it out and saying hi. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, the kitty was here, and now the kitty is gone. And yes, Hans, I'm telling you, I keep telling him he should start his own channel. So I have something so beautiful to share with everybody. I have 7 in chat. So, and anybody watching back on replay, thank you. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up and leaving an emoji if possible. So Thursday nights, I go to a knitters group. I don't knit, but I'm a crocheter, but it's okay. Crocheters, knitters get together. The last night I was the odd duck out of the group, and the whole table I was the only crocheter, but that's okay. I like being, different and unique. So to have time, I had to, and I'm glad I left early because parking was kind of crazy yesterday. Now that summer's over, the Shakespearean Festival is starting to slowly come down. But the Lithia Park is ablaze with color with the fall. And so it took a while to find a spot, and I had some time. So I went to go sit on a bench, and right behind me in this open, I don't say it's not a meadow, but it's open lawn area. Um, there were a family of deer and a bunch of wild turkeys, and I brought some of my neighbors' grapes that they brought over from their stash that they had that they grow on their fence on their wall. Because Mercadio, he works for one of the wineries here, so he has grapevines attached to his fence. And I just told Shan the other day, oh, I'll spend time with Ginger. Give her a big hug for me. And I told Shan, oh, I hope that they bring some of those over. Those look so delicious. And the other night, I was doing a show and everyone heard the ding dong, that was his wife Angelica bringing over some grapes. And so I took some to the park with me, and there were some deer out there, and I'm thinking, oh, no deer is going to come up to me, but I had to try. I mean, I think when I was a little girl, I might have gotten to pet one. The only other experience I had up close and touching a deer was when it was actually dying in my lap. That was, one of the things that ended up really connecting me to deer, was that me being there to when this one deer transitioned. But so all the other ones are kind of eating the clover and the at the grass and stuff. And one of them saw me, and I was like, "Come here," and kind of like hesitated. And I'm like, "Oh, here, come on, don't be afraid of me." So I tossed a grape, and oh, that tasted good. Came up to me, I got another one here, and my heart started to beat because I'm thinking, "Oh my God, am I gonna get this?" And you guys, oh my God, I just even want to cry reliving this. Um, I tossed that second one, and oh, I had her. It was a doe. And hi, Mona Lee. It was a doe, and she came up to me and started taking them from my hands. And so I mean, she's literally eating out of my hands. And then when she realized I had a whole thing, she just helped herself. I took a couple. I go, we eat these together, and she's munching them up. And as she's doing that, I'm actually able to take my hand and touch the side of her face, touching the side of her neck. I mean, now I'm tearing up about it. It was so beautiful. And of course, once the grapes ran dry, off she went. And then it was nice because there was another older lady who had come up, and she was cutting apple, and so her little ones and the others got to eat, some apples. But yeah, before going to crochet, when I got there, before I could touch anything, I had to go and in the bathroom and wash my hands because I had deer slobber, dried on my hands. But oh, I didn't care. It was so beautiful. I can't tell you what a beautiful moment that was. So thank you for being here, Mona. Thank you everyone for letting me share my story. Um, Deer love ripe fruit. Any fruit that gets really ripe in your home, you can take it there. And Garnet, oh Garnet, my dear, I will definitely when I get to go pulling cards. I feel so bad, Garnet, because you never ask for a reading, and I don't know why I didn't think of putting your name at the top of the list. I was just like so overwhelmed, and excited. I had so many people joining me, the other night. But my dear, I will get you a reading as soon as, we all say our hellos and things. And I really don't know I mean, it's Samhain season. I have my Seasons of the Witch, my Samhain Oracle. I still have my Maven out. I have my Glyph. And Miss Tarot D, now the party is complete. Well, yeah, the party is complete. If Tom wants to, bring up the caboose, he can bring up the caboose. But Miss Tarot D, is so good to see you, my dear. And yeah, at least this time, now that we're seeing each other, well, not me seeing you face to face, but at least now you're seeing me with my clothes on. And people are going, what? I was getting out of the shower from my show the other day. I had my towel wrapped around. I'm wet. I got my hair in a hair towel. And the only person I will take a video chat with wrapped up like that would have been Miss Tarot D. So I'm sitting here. So That was quite the honor for you, Mr. D. I had a blast. It was so nice to get to talk to you. So, yes, I put my painting back there to kind of cover up my door because I have that big wide white space with my door. So, I want to put there. It's not done yet. I still have the bottom to go. Let's see how I can do how I'm gonna do this here. So this whole area down there, that's all still under painting. So I still have that to work on, and I have something on paper as well, playing with the colors. That was only on her panel. Shh. I don't want people to get the wrong idea about me, Miss Tarot D. So let's see. You're okay, Heather. I never know what to ask for a question. Well, I can pull cards for generals tonight if somebody has a specific question. But with it being Samhain, we can look at any questions maybe using the Samhain oracle. I do have a couple different tarot decks still around me from the other day. I have my tiles, Miss Tarot D, so I can always pull out my tiles. So, but yeah, I hope everybody had a great week. Thanks for popping in. It's so nice to see everybody. And we have Shay here as well. Hello, Shay. So, what I think I'm going to do, I don't think there was anything else. Got a new crochet hook today. I got to take Shannon to Webster's and showed him all the yarns and things. And he was kind of like, oh, like you're like in a candy store. For me, I didn't like to ask from my ancestors. You did or didn't? Because that's where I was pulling. So just let me know, Garnet, what you would like. You will be the very first read because I know it's very late over there in England. I mean, it's what, 5 hours ahead, so it's 10. So it's what, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So but yeah, so I have my tiles, and so I got a new crochet today, and playing on a new stitch called the Trinity stitch. I don't think I have that here, do I? No, that's the one. So for those who crochet, this is the waddle stitch. I've learned the waddle stitch, and if you want to learn some fun stitches that teaches really clearly, it's Hooked by Robin. She excuse me, she is wonderful, and this is the Trinity stitch. I am going to go ahead and use that. And it's kind of hard to see on the screen, but there's like 3 little lines that create the Trinity stitch. And when it's worked up, it makes a really pretty blanket. So let me get myself situated. So how was everybody's week? Anyone want to share in chat? Let me just find a clean page here to work on so I can write names, because I no longer have the StreamYard yet that lets me highlight and star questions and comments. So Garnet, I will put you on the top for whatever you would like, sweetheart. Let's see if anyone has any fun plans for the weekend. Let's see. Well, you see, you never know what to ask. We can always do a general, maybe from Spirit if you would like, Garnet. Let's see. So I have, okay, let me back up a little bit. So let's see. Okay, Miss Tara D, hello. Okay, I see Mona. So I have Garnet, I have Mona, and Mona was just like a spirit, so we'll use the oracle. Miss Tarot D, would you like one? Jackie B. And let's see. Spirit guides. Okay. And I don't like to disturb your ancestors. Okay. It's a theological point of view. I understand that, my dear. I have a blanket I need to finish for my granddaughter. Oh, how lovely. And they're going to love it even more because, you put your love into that while you're spiritual guide. Okay. Got spiritual guide or spirit guide. I said, Spirit, this is my last time around on this planet. I go, next time I want to be a spirit guide for somebody. Oh, Shay, it's been a rough week. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Well, hopefully you'll have some time to kind of recoup maybe this weekend, enjoy the weather. Sure. So we got spirit guide messages. Miss Tarot D. Alrighty. So Miss Tarot D, I am actually going to put yours after Garnet. And for those in chat, Miss Tarot D has sometimes special treatments, doctor visits on Fridays. And she can get very tired and she may have to, get sleepy and may have to leave. So, Miss Tarot D, I will make sure that you go right after Garnet. And then it'll be Mona and then Jackie. Thank God it's Friday. Yeah, so I hope everyone has some fun plans for the weekend. And why is this not Shay? Okay. So, alrighty, it is that time of year. Spirit guides. Alrighty. Okay, so we shall get started. Let's see, there's something interesting too, Garnet, I want to touch on that you brought this up. I know there are times when over the years, being a part of Tarot Tube now for, oh my goodness, almost 4 years, going on 4 years, having been in different circles over the years and different chats and people, asking for messages, from specific people. And in the past, people are like, well, that's not who I want to hear from. And people have to remember our loved ones, they're not like, whistle and call like a dog, I mean, they, that we can request that a certain person comes through, but we wouldn't expect our ancestors to come boom on our demand, kind of like. And so I remember some folks kind of being a little upset that, well, how come so and so didn't come through? Well, it's because they didn't want to, but this other person did. This is the message you're supposed to receive. So I like how you kind of point that out, Garnet, that sometimes we have to be respectful of our loved ones on the other side as well. um let's see. Yes, you had one today and you're feeling under the weather. Well, Miss Tarot D, let's see, we can, for Miss Tarot D, I will make sure I've got my tiles for you, my dear. um what's this? My daughter, who I taught to crochet when she was 10, she's 40 now. She crocheted buggy. Oh, baby. So baby animals oh, that's wonderful. I know that's very popular now, like the amigurumi and the wobbles or the woobles, whatever they call them. Rudolf Steiner taught that. Okay. So, alrighty, let's take for tonight's beverage. I have hot apple cider and cinnamon tea, sweetened with honey. Mm. Oh, it just tastes and feels so good going down. Alrighty. And I'm not going to say anything after that because that would be a door to open for Miss Tarot D to walk through. So, Garnet, my dear, let's get a message for you from Spirit. So let's see, what do I want to use? Do I want to use the Samhain? Let's use the Mabon Oracle deck for you. That's what I'm getting pulled to. So let's do that. Let's see. I see if they don't come through, it is because they aren't ready to come through. They're still in healing process and will come through when they are ready. Yeah. Especially if some pass right away. We really don't know, what the other side is truly like. And for some, they need that extra time to heal. And I'm in love with a cinnamon girl. Yep, Garnet. I hear ya. So, message for Garnet from the Spirit Guides. Spirit Guides, Spirit. And Garnet, sometimes our Spirit Guides, are our ancestors. So let's see what we get. Now I got that song too now in my head, Garnet. I'm in love with a cinnamon girl. Do, 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 do. So, alrighty, let's pull some tiles. this open here. Oh, these bags were so well made from my tile bag was made for me by Allison. She sewed up a bunch of bags for me. So, Garnet, what do we have for you? Whoop. It's gonna be slippery little buggers. Okay. Oh, so we get 3 tiles. Oh, how perfect. Oh, I love this. Okay. Let's take a look here. Okay, let me see how Spirit wants me to lay these tiles out. Okay, so Garnet, you got wool. We were just talking about crocheting and knitting. She's knitting in this picture, but she's got her ball, she's got her knitting, and it says here, you are woven with an embrace, protected, loved, and a familiarity of finally being home. So I love that, Garnet. It's the cards acknowledging that, you are loved, you are embraced, by loved ones on the other side, as well as those of us here and in your family. We all we love and embrace, and the knitting and the crocheting, people in our lives that we love. This could be very well too, you may have a blanket or something by someone that you love, maybe on the other side. That could also be a validation for you too right now, that when you wrap that around you, you feel that that's like an embrace from that loved one. So and I like how we started with this one here, especially with the word protected, because right now we've got the devil, and the devil feels that there is something amiss with, oh, the devil. Your tiles were the devil, the 4 of Wands, and also the moon. And so right now there is something, I don't think this is you. I think that this devil is an outside energy that's a part of, your, whether it's an inner circle, outer circle, but there's this energy around you. I keep getting this individual sub energy. There's this is individual. It's an actual person, and right now their energy, their there's this envy. There's this binding to a certain way of being. It's an unhealthy binding or bondage. Like somebody wants to have an unhealthy binding with you, a connection with you, a bondage, so to speak. Um, with somebody in your family, but the circle, but this is an individual who has issues with um, being addicted to certain things, whether it's food, drink, whatever devices. Let's just put it that way. Whatever their devices are, they are basically a slave to them. And so this is an energy, or this person. I keep saying energy, but it makes me say again, this person um, is someone that it's almost kind of like a wants to cling, wants to bond, like an unhealthy desire to be a part of, wanting to possess you, like for you to be a part of their life, or something. But I'm focusing on you right now, because right now this person, I don't know if you're aware of this, and I don't think you are, because I did get the moon card, and the moon is about, those things are hidden, the things in the shadow, and that beautiful moonlight. Use your intuition, sit and feel out who this individual is. I think you already know, maybe on an intuitive level, of this person. And your other tile, with it being the 4 of Wands, it feels like this person is like envious, or wants to be a part of, or take away of this happiness, because they see that there's this beautiful celebration family, beautiful foundation that you have. There's that celebration. There's love that you get from other people. And that type of beautiful light and energy can sometimes attract individuals who want to possess that or be a part of that to take from. So with this beautiful wool, knowing that spirit says you are embraced, you are protected, you are loved, and of course it says here, and the familiarity of being home, that goes right along with the Four of Wands card, the home, the celebration, the love of family. And so just use your intuition, allow that, to feel what's going on, to be able to see what isn't being said or being presented, if that makes sense to you. That's so comforting to know I'm loved from the other side. Okay, so this is my sister. Sometimes it's so negative. Okay, this could be that energy that's just maybe not being able to let go of something. Just a lot of shadow work that needs to be done, a lot of things that may have been hidden. Then if you're mentioning your sister, this could be with family things that were hidden, that she feels that needs to be brought to the light, or wants, because sometimes hurt people hurt others. And sometimes, especially when it's family, I can speak from, my own personal experience, that there was some very heavy and negative energy put towards me without me realizing, because of something that was not part of that I did intentionally as a child, but was from another family member. So sometimes there's things with the shadow. I don't know if this is something that she can't heal through, or if this is something that yeah, it's just that was in the middle of it. So there's some sort of shadow, something that, again, needs to be worked through, shadow work. um but just know that you're loved and protected, Garnet, and that's what I have for you, my dear. So let me put the tiles back. Sometimes I'm told I repeat a message over and over too much, so sometimes I have to make sure I draw that back. But that's just the message coming through, is that shadow. There's things that aren't quite seen or haven't been seen, and it may be causing this, whether your sister or another individual, to feel or be this way. But that's not your responsibility. This is something they need to work through. So, all righty. Oh, it's my since she's so negative to me. I'm sorry, Garnet. Big hugs. So, Miss Tarot D, let's whip out the Samhain for you. And I think I'm going to pull from the glyph too. Let me pull up my glyph oracle. She seems to have some kind of benediction. Okay. Well, that's her demons. The devil. That's what her demons that she's got to work through. And it's up to her really to get the help, that she needs. Yeah, whip it out, baby. Right now. But Miss Tarot D, I don't even see my new glyph deck that I have. Woo! Miss Tarot D, right off the bat. Oh my goodness. Let's see what the glyph. I'll have to pull this out too. My beautiful glyph oracle that I got recently. Absolutely love this deck. I got to make a show where I just use these. And for those who haven't seen it, they're oblong. They're just, it makes it a little difficult to shuffle, but otherwise they're beautiful. And you can even hear it's like that soft, papery. Okay, so what did Miss Tarot D get from? Wow. I can get behind that one. Alrighty. And so the tiles. Tarot D. What do we have? Oh, we have 4 that came out. Wow. So in this order. So let me see the order of the tiles here, Miss Tarody. Or these separate messages. Okay, I'm going to start off with this one here. That's the underlying energy. This would be. Okay. Alrighty, so Miss Tarot D, from your Samhain Oracle, you got the seduction card. Go figure. Hear the roaring flames with the masterful trance that calls upon heaving chest. Give in to its alluring grip, if you please, in big capital letters. But heed my warning of the claws that draw blood without mercy. Whew, that sounds more like one of those succubus, incubus kind of individuals, but there is your seduction card. And I love I love the horns. Feeling a little horny shout, are we? But so yeah. So giving in, but making sure that those are that you're giving into don't end up having claws that you can't see. So it's good to get into trances and dance and connect with spirit and with others, but making sure that you are aware of any. And I kind of get an idea where this might be coming from. I think you might do too. Heather isn't used to big decks. And stop it. So I will say though, your glyph card, you got the scarab, which is resilience. So there is number 17, scarab, and there we go, resilience. And there you go. And you definitely are very, very resilient. And looking at so first of all, we're going to start off as you are the Empress. You are the mother energy. People know that, people feel that, and they are attracted to you. And with this, seduction card and, giving in and dancing and celebrating with others and being all connected, there are those when some of our light shines so bright that, it attracts those who are unhappy in life or who want to, for whatever intents and purposes, if they're miserable, they want to make everybody else, that jealousy bit. So this is interesting. You got two court cards, two tiles. And the first one is the Page of Pentacles. So for me, this is a message coming into you to make sure that whatever it is the situation is revolving around, with the Pentacles being with security, stability, finances, and health, this is making sure the message coming through is that you are looking at and studying all angles. The messages, make sure you're watching your health, watching, finances, and if this has to do possibly with career or workplace, kind of keeping an eye on, the finances, making sure, everything is secure and stable, and maybe even looking at different ways of maybe bringing in more finance, bringing in more monetary, not just for yourself, but for career, workplace, and things in general. And you also got the Knight of Wands. And so this is, well, the pages are slower. The pentacles are the slower energy, taking more time. So the message is taking time, not to rush in. I know that there's a lot of creative ideas that you have. A lot of things are flowing. The motivation. There is a lot behind what I feel this reading is for with spirit, especially in workplace. Maybe personal life, but I'm feeling, with workplace, with Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't the Empress. Miss Tarot D. I was saying the Empress. But you know what? I think that was necessary. I just looked down, saw the Pentacles, and it's the Nine of Pentacles. My dear, this is you um in your garden. This is everything that you have created, you have worked for, everything that, that Eight of Pentacles where your nose was to the grind, you are focused, and now this is this beautiful garden that you have created. I think this has to do a lot with not just with home, but with the workplace. Because I know you're very passionate about what you do. So this is you continuing to succeed. This is you now with this the Page of Pentacles, um, making sure that you're looking at everything from all perspectives, making sure again, like I said, heart, health. I don't know where heart came from, but health, finances, um, making things sure that things are stable, things are secure. And this may even be learning something new, maybe taking a I don't say a class, but maybe outreach work coming in, and there being oh my goodness, I used to take part in those where you would go and people would give lectures. There would be workshops, things. So all this has to do with studying, focusing, examining finances, ideas, new ventures coming in. I do not know why I saw Empress when I first looked at her. I mean, she has Empress energy to me, but no, this is you in your, this is you in your success. This is you in your environment, and that Knight of Wands, that's some very strong energy coming in. This could be, new ideas coming in, new motivation, new creativity, new enthusiasm for projects, or funding, whatever it pertains. But it could also represent an individual and or individuals or an energy that might want to kind of rush in. For me, the Knight of Wands can also be somebody who can be hot-headed, who doesn't quite think before they speak, or they're holding a torch of some kind. Because your other tile that you came up with, I got for you, was the Five of Swords, and so this is a situation where someone trying, winning at all costs, really to at one point it's going to be, what do I want to walk away from? What is worth my time? What is worth the battle? What is worth, my energy? And, focus on what's most important, and walking away from the 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 rest of this negative energy that could be coming through with that's warning of that seduction card. Something that you're dancing, you're not just dancing, but you are, I don't say seducing, but you're bringing in new forms of venture, revenue, ideas, bringing new people in, new ideas, and celebrating all this, but watching out for somebody who's there that may want to draw out that blood. So I know you're laughing at me. I just don't know why Heather rather around town. Let's go to ask for a refund. But Miss Tarot D, it's so weird. When I picked up this tile, I actually saw the Empress card. I saw the Empress. So I think she needed to come out too, besides that. But no, this is you in your garden. This is what you've worked for. And, it's up to you to decide what is worth battling and what is to be worth walking away from. But I like the other, this Page of Pentacles. This just seems like new ideas are coming to you, new forms again of finance, of projects, and this could even be, maybe a new building, new tools, new anything on the physical, for all the work that you do. So, well, the messages was needed to be said. Okay, I mean, this happened to me a couple times where I've transposed, and during shows, and I'm like there, I'm going, wait a minute, that was the wrong one. So, but maybe that was the message. But you're strong. You're resilient. Enjoy that dance, and celebration with others, but watch out for that one that, wants to, you know, who gets envious or jealous or, and it seems like every time I read for you, this particular individual and or energy comes through. Um, so, but yeah, with that five of swords, it's like when you're being baited, you know, and so and this individual very well may be baiting, or creating this, this, I don't say energy, this environment where you're ready at all times, you know, but to stay grounded like that pentacle, that page, look at everything, remember your garden, remember everything that you've come from and everything that you've worked for. Celebrate with those who, deserve to celebrate with you. And there we go. Bye, Beth. Thanks for popping in, my dear. Get plenty of rest. Get plenty of rest. Let's see. I've done that at times when Spirit has strong message that the car pulled. Okay. I actually kind of had someone one time say to me, "Well, can't you tell the difference? Don't you know your cards?" Well, yeah, but for some reason, that's what I saw and that's what came out. Then later on, it was just like, "Oh no, wait a minute, this needs to." So I I don't get too upset with myself anymore for that. Hi, Janet. I'm here, but I am buffering. Oh my goodness. That's okay. We all have issues with internet. Okay, so let me get this out of the way. Let me take a sip of my cinnamon apple spice tea. Mm. But yeah, the Empress card. Not only is she fertile with ideas, but she's nurturing, she's mothering. Um, she's grounded, she's connected to nature. So remember your power and your energy comes from your beautiful connection with Mother Earth, and knowing that you can always tap into her and ask her for help to give you that extra support and love and nurturing when you need it. So, alrighty, we had Garnet, and then we had Miss Tarot D, and now Mona Lee. So, which deck? Let's go to the Samhain. All right, got 5 in chat. Meow. No, you were already in here. What? What, you want to say hi to people now? Come here. Come by and say hi. Come here. There we go. There he is. You want to say hi? Say hi, everybody. You're a good boy. Yeah. Want to sit up here with me? Just don't step on mommy's keyboard like you're just about to. So hope people don't mind a little bit of cat tail or cat butt from here or there. There you go. Want me to make that spot for you so you can lay down? Alrighty. So Mona. You want to help me with Mona's reading? You go, sure. I'm going to put my tail into it. Yep, you got to stay there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so. Alright, so Mona, I'm going to also pull a card for you from the Maven Oracle. I know there's probably other shows popping on tonight, so thank you everybody for taking the time to come out and stopping by and saying hi. I was actually thinking about changing the time of my show. I'd be interested in what my viewers, if they would like for me to maybe go earlier in the day, or if this is still a good time for people. Let's pull a glyph. Ooh, we got a kitty card. See, he hears it. He's looking at my hand going, Mommy, what are you doing? What is that? Huh? What is that? You got those? Huh? Can we see what they are? Oh, we got two sticking to each other. Okay. So let's take a look. So first of all, let's start with the glyph. And that is the lion. And the lion is about power. And Miss Tarot D, I know you're a Leo. So when I see this card, I I think of you as well. So Mona, tap into your fierce feminine power. Now with this particular cat deity from Egypt, like Sekhmet or Selkat, they were more the fierce, protective mothers. Where Bast is the more playful and gentle, cat goddess. The Sekhmet and Selkat were the ones that you didn't want to mess with. Talk about kitties with claws. And so they're reminding you to tap into your power. And I don't know if you're a Leo, possibly, but that's the card that came out for you. And so from the Samhain, you got the grief card. It is but a mere glimpse of nothingness, hidden away deep within the chambers of your mourning, in the red clovers birthing lost illusion. I just, the poetry is just beautiful in the writings on this deck. So looking at this with the grief and her wrist being tied to it, it's telling me that there's some sort of grief that you are going through that is still kind of manipulating you. I don't know if this is grief from another person. Let's see what your other card is. Because sometimes we can be manipulated into feeling grief or shame or sadness from another. We kind of become, it's another person's puppet. But let's see, apple of my eye. Not all that's alluring might be what it seems. See beyond the illusion. So, okay. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is something to do with family. And of course, family can be blood or it could be people that are close to us that we consider family. I'm going to end with the last tile because I did get the Ten of Pentacles, which is about, family, legacy, things that we leave. It's the coming of a full circle. So this is looking at family finances, family like ancestry, heritage. This could be health, and then with the Pentacles, it could be something to do with health as well. But this has to do with, again, family, legacy, health, wealth, something to do with hereditary. But there, and actually, this tile came out reversed. So I don't do reversals, but if something comes out and it's obviously reversed, it's something that needs to be taken care of or looked at. It needs to be focused more on. So I don't know if there is a feeling that there isn't much of a legacy left for you, or if you're feeling that you don't have a legacy, or, but let's just set that aside. So your other tiles were the judgment card, and for me, judgment means exactly being judged. This is also a card of spiritual awakening to a new spiritual idea or a new belief system, or retapping in and connecting with spirit, but having that spiritual epiphany or having that moment of aha that comes to you. And for me, that and the judgment go hand in hand. So I'm looking at so let me show you I don't know if I showed you the apple of my eye. You are your family's legacy. Okay. So this grief, don't let this grief control you. Your other tile was the Four of Pentacles, and this is us or an individual withholding or hoarding in a way of finances, sense of security, health, like they're holding things in. Um, I think what this is with the spiritual awakening and with the family legacy. I'm wondering if there is somebody possibly that you may be aware of that is withholding, not necessarily, like an inheritance or money or something of a material, but maybe something to do with a legacy, with maybe health information or something that they're just. And for me, the pentacles are very spiritual too, because of being connected to the earth. So this could be something or someone hoarding this from themselves. Um, Let me take a look at this. No, I think this is possibly so. Okay, so I don't know if it's necessarily somebody hold. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, my sister is hiding something. Okay. But whatever this, you're being emotionally manipulated in your grief. They're using, to me, I feel like someone's using grief, shame, um, you know, judgment to control, to manipulate. Um, and again, apple of my eye, making sure that you see, you already see that there's something sort of illusion being created. And this tile, with the judgment card, it plays both ways and for me in readings. So while there is judgment being made, there is that spiritual awakening of you know what's going on. You're having an epiphany, and you know that you can tap into your spiritual guides, your ancestors, whoever your higher power is, to be able to help you get through that. But so there is a withholding of information, finances again, you know possibly heirlooms, antiques, and even possibly things that we need to learn about our health. Sometimes family members will get ill, they're not sure what's genetic, and they try to find out if anybody else in the family, and so I don't necessarily think that this is health, but it can contribute to health. But again, I'm not a doctor. Entertainment purposes only, YouTube. So that is what I have for you, my dear. And again, that reminder with the lion, you know, just stay in your power. And if you feel you need to have someone call on to protect, if you're drawn anything to Egyptian deities or archetypes, Sekhmet, Selkat, they were very fierce and very protective, and you can always call on them too. Um, so that's what I have for you, my dear. I am around grief. I'm an old hospice nurse. Okay. We'll try not to let, I mean, I'm sure you know this, but having worked in hospice, making sure that you've been able to over the years kind of cut maybe energetic cords attached, to yourself from others that took care of you, so that doesn't continue to drain or to affect health and whatnot. So thank you, Mona, for letting me read for you. Um, so Jackie, you are next, my dear. And Mona, I want to say thank you for doing what you do, because my mother's last 2 months were in hospice. I didn't get to see her too often because it was a very toxic relationship. Um, but what they were able to do for her and some of the things that she did to that, I mean, I can't imagine that kind of a job and what that would take, you know, personally, that kind of energy would drain. So, and what kind of I couldn't think of the word I was looking for. Um, yeah, just what that takes of you, having to get, losing people and being faced around with, the death and the families and the sadness, how draining that could be. And, but at the same time, being there if possible to help in those moments. So thank you. Yeah, maybe do if you've never done it, maybe pick a night, especially now, when the veils are thinnest. If you can remember some of the names of the people you took care of, or and sit by a fire, or even light a candle in a in a fire safe container, and just maybe sit, and just remember them, and with names, maybe put them in the fire and say, I love you, I release you, and just maybe just do an official cleanse of letting go, and just saying thank you for letting me be there to help you, on your journey. And you would know what to say. I think it would come naturally for you, on what to say. So, and it was my pleasure. We loved doing it. Yeah. My mom was a big Metallica fan, if y'all can believe it. And one of her, nurses, he tried to get a hold of, Metallica through Make a Wish Foundation to see if, my mom could get a phone call, or, something where I think back then there was some video, um, with computers. They were trying to see if they could, have, my mom connect, but they weren't able to do it. But them going above and beyond what you do to help others and their families. Thank you so much. And hello, Judith, my dear. So, whew, okay, Jackie. I'm going towards the Maven. Excuse me. Ooh, that tea. A little burpy. Ooh, these are really difficult to. I might have to do overhand. Ooh. Let's see what we have here. Okay, that's the upright version. Okay. Let's see what we get. Oh, that came out again. Okay. Let's see, you got corn maze, Jackie. So, although your path is unclear, it is there waiting for your faith to lead you. So, your guides are saying it's up to you to follow your, path, and to have, trust. And one of those things that we always think about is, well, if you think of something that's like, that can't be right, that wasn't real, or I don't see how this could be even. So when we have those kind of thoughts, I don't know, when you're on your path and you're trying to find your way, maybe even if you're not sure if that's imagination or not, it could very well be messages coming to you from your higher self and your guides. And, to maybe start jotting down ideas and thoughts that you get to help you, because the corn maze, of course, is you go in and it's so cute. It's like little Red Riding Hood going into the maze. Um, you just have to have faith that, in yourself, in your guides, that path is going to open. And if you start to see in hints, like if you put out request, give me a sign which way to go. And anything that you see or feel, just jot down. Don't put them off right away. And then maybe a day or two later, go back and take a look and see if something starts to resonate with you, something makes sense. Um, and intuition is going to be very important. You got the water card, and the word with it is primordial. And so, listening to your intuition, um, some sort of water ceremony, like maybe taking a very like a spiritual bath. Um, Another thing that just came to mind is like when we get, when we go to drink our water, like with spring water or tap, always doing like a prayer or energy over it, and while blessing it, asking for, it to sustain us and to cleanse us, to be able to maybe receive messages more easily. That's interesting. It's just like some sort of water. So even if you go, so a little example, Jackie. A couple times when I've gone to Lithia Park, if I felt like my legs and my knees were strong enough where I could get down by the creek, I would, take my shoes off, sit down, sit them in the water, and then reach over, grab water, and kind of like sprinkle, over my head, and ask the waters to cleanse, to purify, to help, help me get better in touch with my tuition, my emotions. Because when we are energetically, when we know our natural emotional and energetic calmness or our own frequency, then when we start experiencing individuals or events, we're able to gauge what is like a no and what is a yes, and we learn to be able to flow. So it's like with water, connecting to that primordial aspects of ourselves. I keep hearing water is really important, or water is very important to you. You have a special bond with water. And your two tiles, and this is interesting. Let me grab my pendulum because I'm wondering if this is a guide or if this represents an energy for you. So let me ask, does this King of Wands represent Jackie in this reading? Okay, I'm getting a strong no. Is this a spirit guide coming through for Jackie? And I'm getting a yes. Is this an actual male spirit guide? Yes. Is it a family member? No. Is this somebody that she knows on the other side? Ooh, no. Very interesting. So, Jackie, you have a spirit guide coming through, spirit messages from your guides. So, you have the King of Wands. So, this spirit guide, on the other side, they typically don't do male, masculine for us. I mean, male, female. This is more of a energy that's more be considered masculine. So this is somebody who is very I hate to use the word mature because the queens are mature as well. But with the kings, it's like the full expression or the okay, I'm being told I'm dictating too much on we're just looking at the energy. So the wands, creativity, fire, passion. This is someone who's very art. I know the water, the cups can be artistic as well, but this is a guide. So this is somebody you do not know. My pendulum said you have an elemental altar. Okay, So we're focusing on the king. So the king is like the culmination. It's like the full expression. It's got, because with kings, they're able to stay grounded and they're fair with how they use their, you know, however it is that they use their suit. And this here, willpower, leadership, motivation, inspiration, tap into that. And then your other tile was also the Ten of Pentacles. So this is not, from what my pendulum said, an ancestor or somebody that you know, but let me get a clarifier for you. Let me ask for another one. Because with the Ten of Pentacles, this is something about not just with legacies, but passing down. There's something to do within your family. A connection to family that would help you on your path. So 2 came out. Okay, so to find one's path, to purify. So, okay, so this guy, okay, this guide has been with you and your family. So this is kind of like a generational guide. See, I'm kind of like, do I want to tell her that? But this is where we got to learn to stop, questioning ourselves. When something comes through, share it and not, trust in it. So for me, this feels like this is someone overlooking generations, legacies of your family, acknowledging that there was something that you had to do. Now with this, so with the Seven of Swords, is similar to the Eight of Cups, but with the Eight of Cups is us emotionally knowing, okay, this is where we're moving on, we're walking away. I know there's something better here. This is, an individual, or this is a situation where it was like though we didn't really want to leave, we had to. It was something that was more, something that we had to do, something that would a shift, a movement to change our thoughts, our communication with ourselves. This is like the ferryman. This could also very well be him as well, helping cross over, helping us cross rough waters. And again, there's the water, Jackie. So there's something to do with water. You're very connected with water. And your other tile was the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is, let me get a clarifier for the Wheel of Fortune. Because usually when I get the Wheel of Fortune, to me, looking at the other tiles, it's a good thing. Whether it's something that's slipping, ill-fated, or something that's okay. Clarified by the star. So moving past, whether this is something you've already done, or if this is him acknowledging, helping family cross over, but assisting you in crossing and helping you get to a better other side. And with fortunes to keep, and there's the water, keep connecting with your intuition, holding on to your dreams, holding on to your goals, and not giving up on them. But really, Jackie, I'm not looking at the chat yet. I'm just feeling like, I don't know if you are Jackie, Yeah, there's something with water. Just don't hesitate to ask your guides for help. But they're saying you need to be with the waters emotionally too. connecting with water. And it was interesting. I was talking about putting my feet in the water and how I would do the water over, and she's got her foot in the water. That comes up in the star card. So really making sure you're hydrated. Um, but there is just this sense of following, following the water, follow the river, follow the stream, follow the flow. With something to do with water. The water shows up in all the cards. Because, there are all sorts of different, whether you like the word witch or if you prefer, magician, or you prefer healer or magic, or magic worker, midwife, um, herbalist, whatever it is, that water is very prevalent in these, and like what you're saying. So there's something that you are connected to with water. And although your path is unclear, is waiting for your faith to lead you. So that water too, tapping into that intuition, making sure you're grounded. That guide is there to give you inspiration or to remind you that it's within yourself as well. But that's what I had for you, Jackie. Yeah, so we have a few other people join us. I saw Krista. Good day, Krista. Thank you for stopping by. And I think there was somebody else that stopped by. You're welcome, Jackie. I hope this makes sense. It feels like a generational. So that's what popped in my head. So that's what I'm going to go with. But that's for you to, to write down, maybe journal. I don't know if you already pull cards. Or if there's some things, I know people can do divination with water. There's another thing too with water. Maybe divination, scrying with the water. Um, when the moon is full, I think we're coming up to a full. I can't remember if it's a new moon or a full moon we're coming up to. But if you're able to get out there and maybe with water. I know last night on the way to my car from knitters group or crochet group, it was dark out, and the path where my car was parked was next to the creek, and looking over, and that black water with the lights and everything sparkling as it's moving through the water. I mean, it's just you know there's something with water, and it's primordial with you. I'm feeling like, okay, I'm feeling that this. So if you believe in reincarnation, however way you may see it, this is something where you were part of that initial primordial, um, when the earth had the waters, where it was becoming primordial, when the earth was developing the waters. And I feel like this is a guide that has been there. No, I'll have to think about that, Jackie. But that popped when I saw the primordial. I was thinking of early waters when the earth was first forming her oceans. That primordial is like you have a strong primordial connection to that beginning. That's like how strong your connection to water is, or how strong it can be to water. So, alrighty. Those tiles, yep. I love my tiles. So let's see, did I miss anybody? Start doing that with water. That was one of the things I learned in Reiki class, was that we would just, whatever we were drinking or about to eat, we just hold our hands over, and you don't need to be, attuned to symbols or anything, but just feeling that energy of, the divine flowing through you and going through into the water, and just imagining it, just making it light and filling it with light. And, this is water is healthy, it's cleaning, it's going to purify me, it's going to cleanse me, just putting that positive light and energy in there. And you do have an elemental altar. Very, very cool. And hello, Christina. I hope I didn't miss anybody else. And Roman, what's up? Oh, thank you. I'm starting to try to learn how to trust more in messages I get. I have had dreams and meditations where I've been underwater talking to non-human species. Okay, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. That tea is cold, but still really good. Okay, so on to Miss Shay. I think Shay's still with us. Yep, she's right there. Alrighty, Shay, where are we? Oh, we're going to go right for the Samhain. Heather is rocking tonight. Oh, I don't know, Roman. Like I said, I'm just. I wish there was some way for me to be able to validate what I get, but then again, like when we tell others, don't, distress. If you get something, you know, you have to trust whether or not it fits in a certain way or if it comes out a certain way. But I'm just that's all I can do. And Roman, you gotta join me on a Friday night. Let me know. Next Friday, it is next Friday. My goodness, we're going into the 20s already next week in October. It was so we had such a popular show when Ivana joined me last Friday that she's going to be back again this month for another show, and I believe it's going to be next Friday. So Shay. Alrighty, let's pull a glyph. I remember when I first started reading public. It's been a long time since I've done any public reading, but when people would come in and I would tell them that I was an intuitive reader, that I wasn't a psychic medium, that I don't see or talk to spirits, oh, the looks on people's faces, they were like, oh. No pressure, right? Spew it out before overthinking. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so tiles. Oh, and 3 came out, so we got 10. Ooh. Oh, 2 majors. So, Shay, you got third harvest. Daughters of the woods, feel thy sacred swell with suppleness. Taste the gathering of honey's milk, filling your emptiness. So the card is third harvest, and that is going to be Samhain, the final harvest. And so, what I'm without reading the book, I'm trying to get used to what I'm getting from the cards before I hit the book. Um, the gathering of honey's milk, filling your emptiness. So at this moment, it feels like there might be an emptiness, um, and you're finding ways of filling that emptiness. Um, but know that there is growth. Sometimes we feel that we aren't growing, or we feel empty. That can be rough. I've been there many times, and I got much with these too. So I think when they refer to tasting the gathering of honey's milk, is that look at all the things that you have done that has brought you joy, that makes you happy, that gives you a sense of fulfillment. Um, like the old saying, is the glass half full or half empty? And with this third harvest, make that glass half full. Make it, how more can we fill that? And that third harvest is um, really having you take a look at what you have grown. Harvest is about what we have grown, and then, harvesting for the winter and into into the winter months to sustain us. And you did get the growth card. And what I also love about this card, it's the sacred spiral as well. Um, and so this is the time of year right now, Shay, to go in, if you can find a spiral, like a Lambert near you, or just even going out, daughters of the woods, going into the woods and walking through the trees and taking time to see and acknowledge the growth that you have the growth that you have experienced this year. Let that be your third harvest. Harvest and show what, even if it's small, with things that you may have been through. Mark and see how much you have grown. Even if it may seem just a little bit, it's still growth. It's still a process. You're still developing. You're still growing. And what more, seeds in the winter, can we hope to germinate and grow and blossom, in the spring. Your tiles is the temperance card. So this is about moderation, moving forward, having patience. Again, a cups filling one of the other, making sure that you're well balanced, getting enough rest, enough sleep, doing things that make you happy. Sometimes our jobs and things that our responsibilities, you know, make it hard. Sometimes, so make sure that we have something to balance that. And this third harvest, this growth, it may take you a while to discover it. That's why it's asking for patience. But your middle tile, though, Shay, you have the Queen of Wands and with little snuffles down there. And she's my favorite of all the one of my favorites one of my favorites out of the court cards. And she is the queen. She's the nurturing energy. Um, she's the inspiration. She is enthusiastic. She, gets people motivated. I love that. I'm feeling you asked for a spirit guide, so spirit message. So this could very well, let's ask the pendulum. This is your spirit guide. This Queen of Wands. Does this represent Shay in the reading? Is this a spirit guide? No. Okay. So this is you, my dear. You have this in you. You're creative. You're charismatic. You love exploring ideas. You love inspiring others. Um, but right now, with this third harvest, filling emptiness, there's something that you need to find something that inspires you. What comes next is the Lover's card. So I feel like maybe at this time, this was a relationship. This could always represent our own personal relationships with ourselves. But for me, this represents a relationship, whether intimate, whether family, friend, that may have left you with a sense of emptiness or unfulfillment, or feeling like, you know, did I grow at all? Um, but knowing that you are enough, that Queen is you, you inspire others, inspire yourself. Sometimes when we attempt to inspire others, we find ways of inspiring ourselves as well. Like when we help heal others, we also um, heal ourselves. So let me see right here. That is always my signifier signifier card in readings. The Queen of Wands. Okay. Yes, he did. Okay, so um, you're still that Queen of Wands, fire, passionate. She's got that beautiful sunflower, um, that beautiful yellow. With that yellow too, use that personal power. That's our chakra, our solar plexus is yellow. That's our place of personal power. Sit with that personal. Let it fill you. Um, let that radiate. When you do that for yourself, not only does it inspire you and empower you, it also helps empower others. But right now, just give yourself some time, you know. Um, but yeah, we can turn that lover's card from the individual that you said, was a part that created this emptiness, this loneliness, knowing that we can look at this because this is in like more like in the future position, so we can turn all that and create new and beautiful relationships with ourselves, with others, and eventually with another um, mate. Or I don't like using soulmates or twin flames. That's um, but connecting with somebody on a soul level. We just got to make sure we tap into our own personal power and remember to empower ourselves. And we get the kitty. I mean, come on, meow. Be playful. And with the black kitty, they're magical. So tap into your magic. I mean, that's the wand. Create magic. Do ritual. Do things that or do spell work, or even light a candle, for yellow to give you that sense of empowerment, energy, motivation, um, and just, moving into, the darker seasons. There was growth. There is a third harvest, and you just got to moderate, be kind to yourself, and have patience with yourself as well in the healing process. So that's what I have for you, my dear. If I could do, a full Celtic spread for readings, I'd probably get down a little bit more nitty gritty. But when you have a list of people doing a Celtic cross, just we would take way a lot of time. So we are at 6:30. You're welcome. I hope that helps make sense. Um, yeah, these tiles were a gift through donations, including Jackie's Crystal Moon. She was the main go-getter for me for these tiles. So I absolutely love that. That's the vibe I'm getting, Heather. Harvest 1 and 2, dedicated to others. Harvest 3, to fill your own pantry. Beautiful. Roman, gotta let me know. Gotta have you on. It'll be a great time. We'll have fun. I can't. For when I don't have. For a lot of people who are new to my channel, I had a show for a couple of years with Allison, and we were the um, Friday night sidekicks. But doing different things now, and I can't really do the sidekicks when I don't have another person with me. So when I'm solo, it's the Friday night hangout, and then when I have people who are interested in joining me, it becomes again the Friday night sidekick show. Um, so yeah, give me an email. Let me know. It'll be fun. So we are at 6:30, and that was the last reading. Unless there was somebody who came in, I have enough energy for one more, if you like. I'll just give it a few minutes here. And anybody got any fun plans for the weekend? Please do share. The weather's beautiful here. I don't go downtown Ashland on the weekends. They have the arts fair, and traffic and the park is just a little too busy. Yes, thank you. I am here. Oh, Brianna, would you like one? Let's see, but first, where did you get those wonderful tiles? So, Jamie Sawyer, incredible artist. Um, if her name sounds familiar, Gerald Tarostash and Jamie, the other Jamie, did along with Oh, she's gonna kill me. Why can I not think of her name? Ah, we just did a show last week talking about the cards that were taken from Jamie doing some felt artwork. Her name is Jamie Sawyer. JamieSawyer.com. She has all different types of tiles, Lenormands, cards, and so that's I saw Jackie's Crystal Moon about a year ago. She had them, and I fell in love with them. And there was no way at that time, getting ready to move and stuff, that I would be able to afford them because they are spendy, and Jackie pretty much took up the whole, and made it happen for me. So I don't know. I think we went ahead and did that because I think she might have been discontinuing the hexagonal. I'm not sure, but one way or the other, I have a set from my beautiful friend in Ireland, plus a couple of other things that she sent me. So I am very blessed, very much so. And so, yes, I have time and energy for one more, and then it will be time for dinner. I need to eat. Oh, that tea is so good. Okay, let's see what we got. So, let's see. Now I'm going to go for both of them. Okay, so we're going to get one Mabon. Heather, were you on with Gerald today? No, I wasn't. Gerald will be a guest with Nancy and I on Monday. We're going to be talking about sacred feminine symbols. Why I can see her face? Why can I not? He was with Jamie and oh, how embarrassing! I can see. I've known her for several years now. I mean, and I can't think of her name. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Jane the Seeker. They're talking about the cards Jamie Sawyer's felt, and she's so creative. Jamie Sawyer is a tattoo artist, and ended up getting interested in tarot, and has created all these. She's got laser cut displays and tiles in different shapes, some with Lenormand, RWS. She's got an RWS Redux 1909 deck coming out, reissue, that I would love to get to go with the tiles if I can. She's just really very talented, very, very talented lady. Okay, so actually let's do a ritual. Let's do a glyph. Ooh, which one is this? Ooh, oh my goodness. Brienne. Wow. So, Brienne, these are very interesting. You got the ritual card, and it says, "Can you feel them? Wild creatures linked by the very blood you will spill into your craft. A ritual of dedication to self and those whose gazes hold fire, but whose whispers carry you softly through the unknown." And wow. So I'm feeling nostalgia. Okay. Now your glyph card is the Eye of Horus. And I believe the statue is Thoth or Toth. He's the one with the ibis head, and it's about omniscience. So, I don't know if you do ritual, Brienne. Um, but to get the thoth and the omniscience. So this is like the omniscience, the all knowing. It's kind of not like the guy with the white beard, looking over, but this is like omniscience. This is like divine energy, great spirit, higher power. Um, and they have the Eye of Horus. Right now, I don't know if you're interested in Egyptian pantheon, or I don't know, some only a wee bit. Okay. Well, you did get the um, Seven of Cups, which is all about making decisions, choices. Some of it's, daydreams, some of it's delusions, some of it might be illusions, but it's basically about making choices. Which ones are the right ones? What would be a delusion of ours? I don't say delusion, but something that, really isn't attainable. Something that, is more of something delusional for us, something that we would sense would be delusional or an illusion, and is trying to pick which one and connecting, being having that feeling of being overwhelmed by all these choices. And the tile, what spirit's recommending is to go to a place of nostalgia. This is the one that goes just before. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the Six of Cups. This is about nostalgia, feelings of childhood. So this is like when you're going back and you having these feelings from your past of when things felt magical to you, like when we were all younger. Um, we may not remember, and we might have some memory of things that we did that now as we get older. I'm like, oh wow, that was really like ritualistic, or this was something that was very magical, like working with magic or spell or connecting with earth, all different things. For me, it was my mom's flower beds and her telling me I used to talk to my friends in her flowers, and I would sit there and have conversations and stuff. So again, little things that we start to do or we get drawn to that feel nostalgia for us. Those are the emotions that we want to go to, things that we know are safe, and help us choose and make those decisions. And what's really interesting right now, with these cards, um, Brienne, is that your ritual card is number 33 and your glyph card is 34. 33, 34. Your tiles, number 6, number 7. So for me, that's feeling like things are like laying themselves out to you. It's like here and then this, here and then this. So with that omniscience, wow, you know what? I'm going to pull out my glyph deck and see what I mean. The cards I want to see, because this is a very interesting reading. Not that the others haven't been, but so let's see. The way they have it written here, Eye of Horus is page 84. Let's see what jumps out. So what you seek is seeking you, my dear. Um, let's see what else jumps out at me. Stay devoted to and attuned with your spiritual or mindfulness practices. Doing ritual, reconnecting, reconnecting to what feels safe and familiar to you. That will help weed out all these cups in order to emotionally go next. Learning to sit quietly, create that ritual, making that sacred space for yourself. If you can, out into nature or, at home, and sitting with that. Do a dedication to yourself, whether it's to, dedicate myself to expanding my spiritual practice, me connecting with my higher power, my higher self, or whom I'm supposed to work with. Being open to that and being able to sit and know that whatever ideas or feelings come your way, to maybe write them as you're sitting there, and what feels nostalgic, what feels right, what feels safe and comfortable to you will be what helps you, again, choosing out of all those different cups, separating the illusions or delusions from the real, focus on what you want to, or spiritually you're to work with next. So that's what I have for you, my dear. Oh, you were on a mini vacation to your lake. Well, I mean, beautiful. Oh, oh no, where did I go? There we go. My iPad closed out on me for a second. So you're at the lake. What a beautiful place to be. Again, water, being out in nature, sitting by the water and connecting. And those cups are about water and intuition. So it's the perfect place to be, really. You feel close to your ancestors. There you go. The nostalgia card. That's our family, our childhood, things that bring us beautiful memories, gifts from the past. So that is wonderful. But having that, the thought, come up, or Toth. Yeah, and getting that omniscience. Yeah, tap into that, girl. And I'll read this one more time because I just love the poetry and the prose on these cards. Can you feel them? Wild creatures linked by the very blood you will spill into your craft. And when they say blood you will spill, it's not like making animal sacrifices, humans. It's that sometimes, our sweat, blood, and tears. And for some who do practice, witchcraft or their magic, they may very well want to like prick their finger and let a drop of blood be on an item or something representing their dedication or connection to working with a deity. But when it says that blood, doesn't have to mean actual blood. Um, I know that can sometimes scare people. Sometimes it makes me go, "What? Wait!" But here it's all about a ritual of dedication to self, and those whose gazes hold fire, but whose whispers carry you softly through the unknown. There you go. And connecting with that nostalgia and those cups, tapping into that omniscience, with your family there, especially at that beautiful lake. I mean, my goodness, sounds amazing. So, all righty. Well, thank you, everybody, for letting me read for you and for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. Let's see. This is very meaningful to me. Oh, much love back to you, my dear. I'm glad it meant a lot to you. Um, yeah, I need to do ritual more, getting grounded. But, yesterday when I got to feed the deer out of my hand and I actually got to pet her and touch her, I mean, that reconnected me to something deep within that I need to remember that's within me as well. So every little thing, that brings us that sense of joy, of wonder, of, kindness and compassion, that's something truly very beautiful and spiritual. So, yes, everybody, good night. Have a great weekend. Hope you have some Halloween fun. I know we got parades and things and stuff going on all over, and fun things for the kids here at the park. So, everyone, have a great rest of your night and your weekend, and we will see you hopefully on Monday. I might do a pop up over the weekend, likely, but if not, I will see you all on Monday when we have Gerald joining Nancy and I for the Sacred Feminine. So, thank you again, everybody. Good night.